Please tell us your name.
Ming Sumrona.
Jamphel Dorjee.
Jamphel Dorjee.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama asked us to record your experiences so that we can share your memories with many generations of Tibetans, the Chinese, and the rest of the world. Your memories will help us to document the true history, culture, and beliefs of the Tibetan people. Do you give your permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use this interview?
Concert ngajula kalo phebanashi ngajigi ene tharing agula ki michi moyu chungwe lugyu dunzu duruchi yorela ane lugyu dunzu nangla ane phemi mira mangbo tha ane kya miri en hakpa do zambuling nala mimang yorwala koran chogi ene sigirela lugyu dine ane phegi gerap ta ane anju rishu ngoma khari yeme den kendo yungres khari phegi ngagyun gerap legu dilaya agula gi lugyu di pheju tangya gi chokchen nangirwa yes yes I hear
여기 근데 로지도 잘하고 지라 근데 시행이 리파 도모도 멘테다 소주 냠냠카리 와티 수줄와
Yes, I give you my permission, though I do not have much to say, but I'll relate to you all my experiences.
Thank you for offering to share your story with us. Okay. During this interview, if you wish to take a break or stop at any time, please let me know. If you do not wish to answer a question or talk about something, let me know.
Ani agula la ka goya dile chumba ena karo suna ani ya tiwa khashe la len kyendu mena ani len kyendu me sun sha ji
The wind. I like it. Is it okay? If this interview was shown in Tibet or China or anywhere in the world, would this be a problem for you?
Kesi ngam tharin tiwa tilen cheba de phö da kana da zamin khawa tem bina ani agula la ya kange khen thegi res
강에게 연구 많이 되기도 했어요. 나로 로지 소마다고테 파마시 자카 때나 펜스니 발란데 투시자다고 텐데 깨자는 개세게 말와 나로 시마 로지 소마티 소리여와 개테 말이 되기도 했어요.
I don't think there'll be any problems because I'm going to tell you what I've experienced and nothing else.
Okay, good. Agula, please tell us where you were born and how old you are.
Agulagi Chungyu Kawaina Disungro Nangsa.
Nasi Derge, Kham Derge.
Born in Kham Derge.
Kham Derge. And how many people were in your family?
Agulagi na Agula Chinju in Bekavleya Mikazu Yona Nami.
그래서 놈이 쭈니 쭈숨세여를 다 됐어 열이라. 놈이 가서 몽고 대지래.
We were a large family and there were about 12 to 13 members.
And how many of them were children of your parents?
Mi chungni joksumne ni dinala puku khazu yore pamanige.
당가로 데리고 친추고 당가로 sonno koi kuto시는 시파지 puku 있어야 돼.ยิ่งอาจจะดี
There were about 5 children.
About five children. Were you the youngest or oldest or where in the range?
Aula pukunga na ne che ina chunga ina dinga ina. Dinga lo. So I'm not exactly sure. I think I was the middle one.
And Agula, what did your
pukunga yosho dinola naso pamachi pukumarelo penta punjala so tendesen naso mison michuni yerwalo the punjak pukunga the fasishi pukunga yere.
So the 5 children I mentioned are not from one set of parents. They were cousins and all of us together.
Okay. And what kind of work did your parents do?
Aulagi pala amala di kab chale khari nangi yona. They were farmers.
Can you tell me what was your life like when you were a child? Can you describe a little bit of what it was like to grow up in Derge in your farming family?
Agula kunglu chinju imbe kabla yarwala. Ta pugu ya charingu yorwa. And di kabla ya shingbas chen and degula shute yorwa. And so si meti di khande dabuji yana di kabla.
Tik ta and karsigere na 파지 가스게 주주권이 신라 기타 로쪽제 죽을 때스 신가 모양다고 듣는데 드네 로텐소 잘레 코로 와야다고 듣는데 신유리 마시 주주권들이 베이다 쫑쫑쫑네 근데 데네 시라키 신라키 레카스 나로 롱키도 시라 시트마뉴 드네 마이 메소티 레카스 소마 파지 신라레라.
So I did not particularly engage much in cultivation because I was sent to study Tibetan language, reading and writing, and when I was about 18 or 19, I helped in the cultivation and used to help carry the harvests.
Where did your family send you to learn Tibetan reading and writing?
And pui jangala agula kawatang indo.
Pui tanda nakapalo the pui kevarela. Nasi tombachi no yo kasige kong kepanda jerwa. Dengan sulumba le kamu sobras tingiti ya marwala. At tini meson chia robot tese tende ki pugu nga tu den tende ye lapsingi kepati susala karse lavi lo soda wa yere. Tingi palo ti den ta loktu den je yeta. Tinyo de ye mo bojonyo. Tini tese senchi ku zugon ronyo.
So it was my father who was like a teacher in the village. There were no schools as such in those days, but father had about 7 to 8 students.
How did your father happen to become a teacher?
And pala gigen jabu dinde khande China.
Pala te nguma karsigete gamba chinji tabare shala. Te chira lo sumche so yinga ten chaba ma tawa lo sumche te rendula.
My father had been a monk up till the age of 34 or 5 in a small monastery, and so he knew, so he was educated.
Was your family, or what economic level was your family?
Penjo dimore la ta dimore. Imso te da chia te mare ngasu magi tombate no meso mumbai me karsegere meso mumbai yenge chiri meso tochi donchiere. Tinor ngasen rihi jire. Sacha hinga ya poyere. Teni semchi ndopase ya tonya te ro jabje marte ta don zo zo teni semchi goya la so bon zo mo la so bon.
So ours was a middle class family. In our village we were about 60 to 70 families, and I think we were in somewhere a very average family. And our family owned a good amount of farmland, and we also owned horses and about 15 to 20 zo and zomos.
And when your father was teaching, did he do that to earn some livelihood? And who were the children that came to learn from him?
And oglagi palagi enchini shuru ala tapu duin geleya. Gigen chidu gane ani gigen chia gi laja jik pygi yorwe.
Laja pygi la ngaran do sore karsigere te ta nyambana chetengi na sha masi pe ngarosa tino pe na tonsel pe ha pastre na bon so ye marala sha da manda tene te se ndunda mo te se nyambana tengi le masi te inchi minyala sha se po lengi tene lengi ko lengi ma tengi lo so ye marala.
So there was no custom of someone asking for a salary or somebody paying him a salary for teaching, but my father received other things like in the form of meat, butter or grains from the students.
이게 종이실라 가서 소득 두가 예주 가서 그래 되네 종게래 두가 매주 용 종게 말이 된다 소리는 시 가서 디펜드 앞에 야 말라.
So even the students, they came to study whenever time permitted, and there were no rules like we have in schools here.
Was that unusual to have someone in the village bring children in and instruct them in I guess in the teacher's home? Was that an unusual occurrence?
Dinde chinge mangu yo marwa kham nala ya nala su lob chu ke tang yigi lab chinge dinde.
Guitar shaking come over Vala. And then Gamba Tawad in a intimate, you get like Gushar Sigrid to me. In the social book today, and I have to me more patchy yishing in Nevala. Mamma could not to a Yamara patchy.
This was very rare because education was only taught for the monks in the monasteries or children from very wealthy families.
What do you think inspired your father to want to teach you and the other children that had time to come?
Agulagi palagi da simshu de bukhande chungina tik agulali iglabiari pugu shemba dinde chu nangla ke tani iglab dinde chigiora palagi. No, this simshu di manda da je khane chungina se.
Ate karse khane de chungina chitom me ko me zombo da bachirela Mishek zombo da bachirela jembe da samno ki injir wala masita nga dile marindire retente de shoshigi mundu.
So I don't know exactly, but my father was a good-natured person, and I suppose he was thinking it would be good for the others.
And what kind of a student were you?
And agula look to khande ji.
No.
Agula can I look to khande ji be? Pala yigilap ti kane look to.
Look to ta kasigere this pala ke kasere ta pure ngat pala jogo kamasigere. Yoga kama ki pu yin tan ye ya pu ye jile sen sen mis kanga sen seta pa ke tene ngal lagre choro ka se ge nga ke pure se de ye ya pu cha cha shere ma si choro ye ya pu ta mar da sen ngal ka ju ton ne te ka ju ton ta te nga pu su bo de yin tan ye jo ya le ki da de pa mengin da wo te ni ta da ton ma si ye mi la ke tene ye sare.
So my father was known as Karma. And people took it for granted that as his son, I would be, very intelligent. And my father used to say that people think you would be, a good learner, but you are not. So I suppose, I was quite naughty, and unless I was beaten, I didn't study.
And so how many years did you say that you actually were learning from your father? This was Tibetan, writing and reading, correct?
Aula di pala chane ta phi thia da loya ni jangi orwala. Di lok hazus jang na ina.
Ye joya te pe ta lo tong ye hang na te pa joy lo phi pa tu mo ya da bo te ne ta sun da ye singi kan da jina nyang de kha te chu sam ba da bo ya bo shi ge. Tini iye teate yapoji jongo mare kono nga locho son kon ni pa shison la pa shaso tini nga iye tanda po iye teate yapo nga loma son la.
Maybe I studied for about 5 years, and in those years, reading wise, and I could challenge anybody. But unfortunately, my father died when I was about 13 years old.
Oh, how did your father die?
Agupala khande strong ren.
Tate na locho so kortune na sande na rende tune sianda uchi na de ta china tate na lochi ju su ta rende na ndire sen tu te chime yeri mo dawa na du pachi losa mendo ro te na ta la tunti pachi ngaro su pai no peking sia te pone ki ji si sa ro.
So I remember that our father was sickly, but I do not exactly know what his illness was. He was sick for about a year. Perhaps it's gastritis.
Did you ever understand or hear why your father left the monastery and began a family?
And agulagi pala thangu thabar wala. And thaba yu ne tha chik mizan chita go chu cherwa. Ti thaba yu go den karina agula je khense.
Na shushi de mdula thaba yu gune kande chu na. Ta pachi te jingi de wala. Thaba ngo mthane te thaba ngondo ate. Jingi de wa ma chita phake tanda na bo kande shin de wa lo ge che de yin nga shwe mela.
I have no knowledge of what occurred at that time, but it's unfortunate to leave the monkhood.
So, what happens after your father dies? What happens to you in your life?
Na agulagi ta kongro choksum indiga ne pala thong roala. Pala thong sabe jela ani music hande chungso.
Ta pa chung sabi shule ta ngale ka se shitong sogen da bodo ta no me son yere ma yere te dopo ci ma son tenen 이게 또 보라까 이치만 유네 하람 로 나론 로 얘기 다 파지 마서나 자가를 우 칼라가 땅아 중앙알로 나 자가 우이 나 중앙알로 인도알로 니크리 된게 때 코티세 데네서 선노나 동네 뭐 싸고 지서 이게 돼서 된수실 맛이 높아치 뒤파살로래 나 로치스네 하나니 얘기 빨래도 뿌라 찍고한테 마기 이게 고주시기 말이야 Tene ngape halang masana che tese non che hila che le kanda yo ju rojitere masi tene lojo che le sono do che con mengi da botene re che faci ma tantin casa ananda na pala se do pala zona chosi isarela ige jene me shi me jonke tene ma jon te so je no tene re so
so after father's death, I had no problem surviving because mother was there. But since the age of 13 till I was about 20, I left my studies because my mother was totally uneducated, and I sort of helped with the farming and things like that.
And when did that change? That helping with the farm? Well, let me backtrack and ask, did you miss studying with your father, or did you try to continue on your own a little bit?
아니 pala thongsa bejela ta lobjong jia di ta yuksha roala ta di kabla ta chi lobjong chigurana samchinde ta chungyona ola
ta tel karsyugre shinde na wo lo phaje yekha ta na 자가를 세면 되네 somnda 코나 된 제바 거기도 다 파트인데 두서 파이가 로지야 볼라에도 예 타프 투민도 내가를 다 내려 탑도 버린 산산 제바테디 거기도 마시 로친주 콘텐데 로 카세 챤아 주루 되게 콜텐데 챤 많이요.
Until I reached India when I was about 20 years old, I did not have any regret not continuing my studies when I was like 15 or 16.
But when you said until I reached India, did you, after reaching India, did you had some regret about not having studied more?
No.
That's right. When your father was teaching you, were they primarily scriptures, or was it just general knowledge about Tibet?
Oglagi palagi gilabe kablarwa chikpeje labnangi yore ta chidangi lukudinde labnangi yore
pachita tende chitonge lojunabo ngarasoda de lali lusonda mo yer tena pache shuchi pesala grela.
It was general but mainly scriptures.
Really? Can you give us some idea of what would be the general subjects or studies that your father wanted you to try to understand?
Chitangi chike loksen jipala gi labia ji yorwa di chitangi loksen khari dabu chigi na ba ogla
tate pei none tanda pei none tombo la yanda bo chishe se yanda bo tene ka se ta nanzu tandang katon shua gamba chuchu chi tandang pala te gamba muso gamba kawale sui mala tin dancha la ma sona tombo chishe se nge chi tan te khode sumja se yemen la te jonta tin soka se nge te jongre tin hiro jongre te jongre ta te jonga mombo yere la pe makason la so pe mombo jong
dunsu churwa
na chur te chur
ani chitangi khari lakire chitangi shemba labia yo marwe chue chipo ma shemba khela kiyo marwe
ta shitong ta tilare ma shitene paile dumpena tende kasigreta linki dumpena namanda la yanda bo tende ma shi pesha kamborela tan pachi chue kor ma shi tende pesha namanda da ti son shi pesha vivo ye marela.
So it was mainly scriptures, because even scriptures were not that aplenty in those days, So they were the chushe, which was about 300 pages thick, and then we also studied the soka and other prayers. And sometimes also the stories of a mythological king Ling.
And when did your life begin to change after you were farming from 13 to 20? Did anything change?
Ta aula ta kunglo josum zini issues pada ta shingala rokote states je dinde cheni shurwa. And these lo issues je la ni gyuwa khari chingina.
Tini ngandi ke tadanga pala hyando mi teki jindasana khon Jamyang Chokyi Lodro re la. Tadanga zo sai Lama ta khon tengere Jamyang Chokyi Lodro tengere. Tiki tini nga hyapsin de sene. Lo nishu kon jitong guja nga chu nga lo Kham Province tini Jamyang Chokyi Lodro. Jagal nedi pebdu tiki hyapsi sene tini nga ya jagal le ni tini na sulerela.
So Jamyang Chokyi Lodro was the guru of my father, and in 1955 the Lama was going on a pilgrimage to India from Kham Province, so I accompanied as his servant.
Did you know the guru before you began going on pilgrimage to India? And so that would have been, you would have been 20 years old if you're 80 now, you were born in 1932, so this would have been 1952.
It was in 1955 that I left my village.
Oh, 1955, okay.
It's older.
And how old?
It was in 1955 that we left Kham to go to Lhasa, and it took us a year. And in 1956, we toured all the pilgrim sites of Tibet.
And when you took this, were you asked by the guru to be his helper, and were you the only helper he had, or did he have other people?
Lama yorwala Jamyang Chokyi Lodro gi shabji chini pheirwa pala shabji pala chikore ya shabji shemba
peyo mombo yela nanto peyo phaji nyekha yela
la
peyo ka seger mombo ye shabji mombo ye peyo nanto peyo phasan payo shabji shabde tinde shonde sia nyebasa ngaro sedere yerwala ta teshi peyo nyekha yela
Nishutamba.
No.
Oh, there were many in the retinue. There was me, and then there was the manager and store in charge, and all of them. It was about 20 of us who journeyed together.
And were you invited? And was that you were invited because your father had him as a guru? Was that the reason you were invited, or did you ask to go or volunteer? How did that happen?
Ani agularwa ani lama gi charo khandes chare haisna agula kirangi pala gi lama yinza re
la o tere nga pala sai lama rela
ya agula kirangi nga tiro chida sunginde
te shumarela te kasegre tangi pa tu sane te ne khojita sevande no ne kasegre nga to nezil tirela well.
He was my late father's guru, and then he sympathized with me because my father had passed away. So he took me along on the pilgrimage.
Oh, I see. And were you pleased to be going, or worried about it, or excited? What was your feelings?
Negola pegore sidugane ene agula tobu chongsuwe ya kari chongsuwe ta sembe nale ya.
Nekole ndobre sinde pe gawa chungsu pe 손노라고 와서 빼가지고 다 찾아자 예 로친주이나 대치 걸서는 세통 마시나 찾아 인다질 때문에 다 통한다고 들는다면 뭐 통그래서 15나 선발 때 손노 15배 씌웠었어요.
So I was really very happy, you know, being young, besides religious thoughts, you would also see a whole different world.
Oh, it was quite an adventure.
근데 랑갈이 연두 용때 싶었는데 그래서 건조 정치로도 거기 공회지 때문에 컴파용 나투지를 만나서 때문에 샵데서 컴바전이 용거를 다와 두된 컴바전이 우이 그러니까 너 친구를 깔래 빼뇨소라.
So, but the journey was very difficult, because except for the Lama and 5 or 6 of his assistants, the rest of us had to walk, and we walked for about 6 to 7 months.
5 to 7 months?
6 to 7 months.
6 to 7. Whoa. And before I hear about your journey, was it typical for people to go away from home for a year or two on pilgrimage from your community?
Ogla nabasugi lungbe midunzurwa logics needs the negola donge mango yorwela.
Negola dotonge camborello, tareni do yere, ten somba reni mas cabano, tana chinchu capsuyana chip, tende sonja and donge neco domina camborello, reni mashemarello.
Now in those days, during my childhood, it was very, very rare for pilgrims or traders to, go this far.
Oh, what would be a more typical length of a pilgrimage than for going to India?
No.
Nego tongdo de jonge yore.
Tende tanda ngaro payune te makne ko sengenda wodo sari ne ko sengenda wodo tende ka ne ko sengin tende tundu nge yere tende nge yere.
Yes, there were pilgrims who took the shorter Pemako or Tsari pilgrimage from my region.
Pemako
or the Tsari region pilgrim side.
And how long would that kind of pilgrimage take?
Neko tanda Pemako da Tsari deba chimayena tuju yurimli gorgena.
No.
Pemako da Tsari deba la neko ga turwala. Tudu tuyun yurimli gorgire.
Tudu tangando manyola tudu tanda de kaka boshiado de tene Tsari neko tudu lo chuni rinore machine go shake mare londo dosa ye isa mare lo bahimo isa mare.
I haven't been on this pilgrimage, but I suppose it took 2 to 3 months to Tsari, Pemako and Kawakarpo. And I heard that the Tsari pilgrim sites are opened only once in 12 years.
And what do you think is the reason that people like to go on pilgrimages?
아니 미망 속 가르치는 내골 줘야래 되바 지기요나.
아테 가르치게고다 치그 거는 삼노동네 치쇼래다 가르치게 내고고야도 샤와타야도 되네 내고고야 라서와서나 배에서게 로주다 못해서 학공이에서 노예르와라.
내고야 차세야.
No.
So that was from the point of our religion, those who knew the dharma took pilgrimages and did prostrations.
And how did the families manage if someone like yourself, you're a young, strong man, leaves the farm? How does mother manage to continue to do the work with her animals and her fields?
다 미잔지기 낭네 베차샤나 아굴라 잡고 낭래 여바이나 차례 망고 난게 로아 싱레다 셈제다 다 딘데 네 네고라 규릉부 딘데 페바이나 다 아니 아굴라게 아말라 칸데 중고여라 깔레 칸지여래 다 낭래 싱가다 셈제다 여로와 엔도스 칸데 치기여래
그때는 미소 민유니체나 데다 딘데 네고도 툭 말아봐라 또 셈제도 소주 주제게 레카테 유는도 툭 말아봐라 노기 노니스에 말 담배손 너는 몸보 영행다고도 Then this is chuk called Samsunda Yangit as an equal to the Royal.
So families with very few members cannot take on such a journey, and I think it's not possible. But because you cannot leave your animals. But who are really religiously inclined, they do take pilgrimages.
So when this retinue of 20 people set off from Derge, was there any celebration or farewell for your journey?
Agula number so that mean you should nyamdo thyong rwa degene nekola phela ti ma phengelia ane phage chongsep nalia chike ta khale phela ya gi chik chu zom chia drawda de chik nang rwela
tende no marela kaisana tate tedu gansu phagele jamil depsane lo mombore sare nanso tende siwaya te Nekole Jonchilo the Kodishita Gombanaki, the Mikaya Sun Mashi, Mombol Sun Mare, Tatu say Apomindu, Nekol and Dona Yasa Suni, then Kodish no man no matters of Sunjus at the Shene, so much Tony. Taught to do Nekondo is too much, Nekol Shingi Dog in Jerusalem Marilla. So much Tony will
and I thought that the Country shue the Gamil sugar and never.
Nekundo, the children that Siena Jamikoya Ninga Yervala, and Domushosi and Ninga Yerva, they teach it so much in the
So there was no celebration as such because the Chinese were already in my region since many years, and the Lama, only told very few people, fearing that the Chinese would not let him take the pilgrimage.
Yes, tell me before we follow your journey on the pilgrimage, can you just tell us briefly what conditions were like around right in your community? What was happening that you saw with your eyes?
Tatanda nekola ma phe singela rwa ani awlagi lungbe nanglia ta awlagi thong ne khari six we di kable khari chung digi yore lungbe nanglia
이 가우슬레 lumbanora 시통게 코로 차치 마치다 신바에나 신반도 바는 로파길에 칼레게레테 잠밀레네 제주로 나투레 사레라 근데 잠미시 신카 신레 로종 럽전시 드네 사자 좀바 치아테 사살레 모이 콘세게 총콘수 대저 다 난소 콜레 예비 갑슬레 잠미시 야폰데 지게레라 가이스나 콘소기 당 시통 마음 빠른 것도 하기 제대로 되나 가톨릭 콘소기 때 야버치게라 난소 파이 예비가우스레 잠미시 텐데 두포로 동다 텐네 동한다고 텐데 탐지시한다고 대주시게 말이 또 콘소기 때 야버치게라 또뭐 드네 미름베 쫓좀 게 알아라.
So when I left my village, the farmers were working as farmers and the nomads were working as nomads. And the Chinese had been in my village for about 5 to 6 years, and they were teaching the farmers, how to cultivate the lands, and they had also set up some shops, but they were being good at that time, and it was only much later that they gradually, became bad.
Okay, and so tell us when you. Just one last question about the Chinese. Why do you think the Chinese didn't want the Lama to go on a pilgrimage? What is your opinion about why?
The Lama Jamyang Chokyi Lodro dele peyarwa nekolaya. The Gamila hamago chini peyarwa la. Ha kona Gami ki kharichini kaya chashi kagi is kongri.
Tate Lama tese senjelo chemboda wala. Atene o konso kanto muso te kongo na sheuna topari mashi tende yo chi kongo shega banda bodo te duchi amare te ta topashi karsigere jamil malane so atone mudela.
So the Lama was quite famous in our region, and we suspected that the Chinese might stop him, which is why we didn't inform them.
And what was your Lama famous for?
And Tseng geda chimbu roala da jai chulu. Kari thola re geda yore.
Da dokam pe shole jon chijule rusidu ko pe chishule pe lama da karse keba chimbo hibochirila. 사 취지 감각이다 사자 있는다 예루 있는다 가지 있는다 이마 있는다 감각이 콩을 되니 취지서게 룽지서도 예등이지 별로마 사친 보지리 그러나 되니 사자기 라마지 되는 마 페오나 가시지 날 가시 되나지 노로 지켜나라 콩을 룽여래 다 어때 노시 예루기 라마지 페오나라 콩 룽카는 오거나 콩 룽여래 대시도 되니 배 dokam mele kas degi lumba le pe tenyera chemborela yara mochiko sa chembon degirela
in Dokam area he was very highly known and highly knowledgeable the Lama and lamas from all the different sects like Sakya, Kagyu, Gilung and Nyingma came to him to receive teachings and His Holiness the Dalai Lama also taught highly of him.
Can you please tell us his full name, the Lama's full name?
Ani Lama gi ming gangza sungro nangsa.
Jamyang Chokyi Lodro rime tembi jamse Jamyang Chokyi Lodro
Jamyang
Chokyi Lodro
Chokyi Lodro
rime tembi jamse par zombo
rime
tembi jamse par zombo
pa sangbo
lao te ta chu naroso Mate pande punu pa sen rimbo pa shudu tendere mate da na dudu kan Jamyang Chokyi Lodro shugire.
So this is his full name Jamyang Chokyi Lodro Ringme Temple Gyaltsen Pa Sangpo and in short he used to be known as Jamyang Chokyi Lodro.
And what sect was he in?
Jamyang Chokyi Lodro tanda nyingma gilu khari na
Gambata Tashari, Microphone, Chuji, Toda, what the Pachi, Nima should check do, Nima should check do, Mashite, that remains they do, Kanze, Sasha Gelu, Nima Kaji, Yonzoki, Kasa Lama, Shinchaba was Revala, remake, John Chijolo, remake them, Janfe, remains they do, so the Richi Marabala, Rikangatun Duvarava.
And Nima,
Nima should check do, La Chish, Konkumaje. 다 인주 gembatte de kapsigire ko gusagi gambachi yarwa ke sachare.
The monastery where Jamyang Chokyi Lodro lived was a Sakya monastery, but he was in Nyingmapa, and actually in his name the Rigme means that he is secular.
So meaning he could marry?
No, he embraced all four sects of Buddhism.
Oh, he all posts. Okay, he embraced all. But he was from the Sakya monastery in.
Yeah, he lived in the Sakya monastery in Derge.
And so he wasn't. He was Enigma originally. What had he studied in originally? What's that?
Korangi 당보 출루 장야디 가디 장이나.
동부터 간데 좋아하는 이바 가지로 생활을 고르미긴도 휴야메.
No, I have no knowledge.
No, don't know. But so what he did is he embraced all the sects. I see. And he lived at the Sakya monastery. Okay. And so
로 친구 단 정치질을 군다는 나서라 가시 뭐뭐 터여를 때는 로 친구 칠 동동 매서를 봐라. 단단데 가시 갈 때든데 톱송데 톱송할 때를 하시는 선바때도 가서를 시시게 매라. 진짜 땡땡 가시 두선되는데 주수 두선되는데 주수를 이거 만들라.
Even I have received many teachings from Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, but I was too young to know.
About how long was Jamyang Chokyi Lodro? About what age when he started on the journey with you?
Jamyang Chokyi Lodro tanda kham degi ne ya phedu gane konglo khazu jina tanda ne gola.
Golo to reni na de son gunka ko lo gonshi luri la ta te shin to reni re son chir tu bere go.
Perhaps he was 62 or 63 because he was born in the year of the sheep.
So when you left Derge, can you tell us what direction did the journey take you, and what was the next place you stopped?
Digine ya pebruala. Cho kajone pegiore.
Tande karshikere longa tesole penangaraso shonam sengechi. Tene Lomaro sene tashmene ya. Tanada Lomaro sene par London matana tak tari tone ungurwala. Shomaro stratene ya longa ne muri shomaro. Shonam sengechi er preshe saja kon pug sandana kon shonjuni ya onsa longa chi er shomaro segwala. Loram sengechi er shomaro sengete palan longa chi bitene ya ore gasa.
Ale disidugane.
Dawa den tengo sengela imba dawa den tengo.
장촌에.
Shomaro se swa shomaro roni palan.
장기촌에.
No, ala shomaro se shomaro.
We took the road in the northern part, which is called Shumalam.
Shumaram de seta la ngatse langote mil. Shumaram.
Okay, and this was in 1955. We were just starting out. I forgot to ask, how did you get out of the village without or the monastery without the Chinese seeing 20 people leaving?
다 미니슈 탐바 차라 페용 거로알라. 비 개미기 믹마 통버치니 칸데스 페용 투레.
제도 너무 파이르 야 연도도 늘 라살 내콘도 있어 수요 말이라. 맨에 컴쇼를 가서래 내사 전부 몸보여라. 근데 컴쇼를 내타 투투진도 인수여래. 근데도 야야야야 레온데도 다야만동이 소말라 소파레 동이 페 몸보려 발라. 그 지자메치 하고게 말발라.
When my Lama left our village, he did not tell the Chinese that he was going on a pilgrimage to Lhasa, but it was conveyed to them that it was just a short pilgrimage in the Kham region. And gradually, as we came on the way, we met up with traders, and then there was no way that they would know our departure.
Right. I see. And so you took the road Chamalan, and where did that take you?
난소 야한 become something 마기는 사자 코치사체서 pen 참도라고 되네 라산다고 다 이게 쓴다고 존센다고 산에 제사를 잠이야 말을 되고도 잠 잡토야 말이라 사자 주주를.
So when we made our journey, Chinese were not present in every village. They were only in bigger cities like Chamdo, Lhasa, Shigatse, and Gyangse.
어떤가서 파이 컴레이나네 되니까 되게 괜찮이 잠다 라소스야라고 텐데 가서기를 일루스야라고 뜻은 잠을 토야를 마치 좀 친추추 되는 거야 말이라. 그거 잠.
Even in Kham area, the Chinese were only in the bigger places like Derge, Gönchen, and Jamda, and not in every small village.
So, when you started out, how many people were on foot and how many people were riding animals, and what kind of animals were they riding?
아테 지진이도 시험을 때나 포는바 응에 가서게 나 주질에네 다시한 예를라. 근데 따디 근데 도복기사 구체 잘로기사는 쟁한 예히엘로 뭐뭐예. 근데 안서다 가서게 비 쟁아세 주숨 쟁아 가서 되가서 공부장이 용기엘라.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think 5 or 6 of them were on horseback, and we also had 15 to 20, mules carrying our supplies, and the rest of us were walking.
Did you have to bring all of your supplies, or were you hoping to purchase things along the way?
다 규른고 직게 배야기 지시 유기간에 다 잠바든지 창마 당분에 망부 쉬우지 남패요나야 랑가라 뉴기 나이나
시도도 나라서 파이네 간다 자가 노시도 디송기 노시 게 소고도 호텔도 로서 녀초초야 말와라 다레르 선동아 기도 가스기라 스탑체테 동보 운든 사자간에 쿠구야레 되네 림베게도 코론 사자간에 이나 녀두 시지르와라.
So unlike in India and other countries, in Tibet we didn't have shops or hotels on the way. So wherever you went, at least supplies for 1 month was necessary to be carried along.
Tanda shonglam sene yona tene rinki kala te tradition mayona pachi nyoje yesa marela. Nganso wasa te shongmara wasa longa ni indu ten longa le kar security tumba do tende yengi chalo nyoje sa tende tukire la kaukale woni marere ni le tumba mesa na tende tukire masi shira sa ton tende marela.
And the road that we took, called the Shumalam, wasn't very isolated. If you crossed for a day or two, you always met a village.
Just in general, what kind of supplies would you take with you that would last a month? Could you name the kind of foods that you would take?
다와직 당발라 가리가리 키고구요나.
다 나모니 가서게 나모니 가서 말 삼바 다샤 주라 다 테마시 테네 지칼와선다 메다테 트로크트로삼 대시에 발레 조그르발라 로티 조그르 다 텐다 마시지 다문다 텐다 나모야 타마네라.
So in those days, the food we carried was butter, zampa, meat, cheese, and wheat flour to prepare bread, and nothing fancy in those days.
And what about for drinking?
Any 통야라 가리요래. 다 너도 상마 사야기 잘라로와. 다 통야라.
다 고야기 잘라서네 집미시기.
통야.
Tua che ciò corrono calzaja cavatuna te tua do te tene ciucana yesaledo ten tomba yesalete ciucana yenatene de yunta tamboja te megunda coron desa kana ciucana du shin kana du tam ten la supa de dorela ne ta gonda supa du sacha mombo mele pena desa de sacha demochi goyere tene samchin le ka segre sa je yasa je de gugere shin yasa chu yasa kangan dong gore ta teso tene tagi shi gugere la payuni ka ina ngam ka le yere la ribando du tanda modano do le la mare.
Journeying was really very difficult. When you wanted to make camp, you had to break for camp where there was enough grass for the animals, where there was water available, and where you could get firewood.
Were you always able to find a place like that at the end of each day?
De Palimpudale Nande Yantale Kara kilometer Karesane, kilometer Kecha de Marte, Tina Sacha Kanda Yeretina, Sasha de Satana Yapo de Yer Besina, Tin Mena Coronta, de Yantale, Torimo Paria Marisina, Tenaro Dego.
So when we met villagers on the way, we always inquired from them how far the next place was where we could make camp, and at times if they said it was at quite a distant place, then we would stop over there that day, or we would walk half a day or so.
And what were your duties for the Lama at this point in the journey?
차례 가린당 구구여래 달라마기 샵지로와 샵지 가리 쉬구구여나
나 강가 샤시 강가는 나 춘춘다 버려 나 랭게스 파치치에 말을라 다 파데 콜는 바퀴 샤시 사 첨본다 버려 디기까지 신가 던티우리치 다네고도 다마싱알 싫어 나한테 춘춘다 로니 그래 싫어 랭게스 미세키 랭게치 메라.
So since I was the youngest in the group, they didn't assign me any responsibilities. Due to my father's connection with the Lama, he had brought me along so that I could go on the pilgrimage.
So what did what?
So they would just send me on errands, go here or go there.
And what was the altitude like? Was it similar to your own village area, or did you start to climb?
람라 페듀간에 토메 간데도 아굴라 넘버 2기 총습 잡으래 양지 야자 마 밥치고 해드네나 람가라.
랑가레다 깝깔레 랑가레다 강에 예르다 랑가 강아셰 선바치 호자 예르라 깝깔다 깝깔레 시보 예르 깝깔 강에 페예르라.
야 토부야 잡.
하나 마스나 단원 쇼케 추서 덤바 제판에 라안데 고르단 잔도도 같이 다세서 폴레 라무고 키테라 라 잡제르 라르르 라 텐데 라 제고르 타카나 예르라 테네 온 이마르 라니르 자경에 예르더니 또 통유로사 체면 두거리야 단람다 사잘지 지노시 예마르라.
Oh, the journey was very difficult, and I feel sad just to think about it now. There were huge high passes, like if you started from 7 in the morning, even till now, you wouldn't be able to, climb over one pass. And at times there were 2 passes that you had to climb in a day. And at times, you could walk on the plains.
Yeah. Did you always get over the pass, or sometime did you have to camp halfway up?
탈라가나 자두여와 참참 라체가라 잠샤기르벨라 조마투네.
사추 야포 예사이나 라시케라 데게레라. 사추 데사 야포 예나티노 근데 따친 리반도도 칼레 예레라 다쿠마케라 카세게 용 다쿠마 메사기 삼나톤 텐데케라 카세타 고르 타게 mombo 예레라 네쿠마 동보 예레세 안덴 자파 예레스 단다고 텐데 사잘 체나니 테노 카타파데시니 도그사 예레라.
Yes, if the pass had good green grass and water, we would stop even halfway. And we had also to keep in mind about robbers and bandits along the way.
Did you ever run into any, and what did they do?
Ola number to pay you can lamla and it's chakokuma did the two,
Too much kunjukari, Tekalama Kuri Tujakari, Tarete, that the Vachumasola.
Thank God we did not.
Yendu Lama Tende John Chijilo de Imbahakongi in the Tendashini Carfigure Yon, and so the Chumehinda was the Tadisha, Peropato, fishing it in the Nimachi in Langola, the Shiro, the Tenashing in Dula.
So at times during the journey, there were people who knew about our Lama Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, and then they would also, receive us and give us water and firewood.
And I forgot to ask, but what time of the year did you start on the journey? And did you do any kind of a prediction or astrological reading to tell you what was a good day, or just pick a day?
Agula number 2 tama lungbani ma thön pedi roa ta ji khare ne ge thuzu yaglo la jik sin phe revel.
Tusse la ta kadu tseina tusse yaka gunga shika kadu tseina narte te shwe mundula. Tusse kadu tseina.
No knowledge.
Payu ta lo so da washi de zaka mono da ta yajira wala tusse ya pota yajira.
No knowledge whether it was summer, winter, or autumn. And living in Tibet, of course, they would have consulted some astrologers about a good day.
Is it no knowledge because you've forgotten? Is that why?
No memory at all.
Well, what kind of memories do remain? When you think of that, the beginnings or the middle of that journey, what pictures can you still describe for us?
Lamka la phe deya yorwa lamka tharin bu shuji and lam dine and the agula phat ten so nang bayina rwa khare daj thengi duesa.
Tatel kakale karsigre tan che lasale sejumundu trene langole kale kabondu ta sejumundu kale kabondu ya unyeko sansanda symbol tele trengi do tele trenyula kakale ta ji lasa sengete pe soma kisa chimbosigre jagale do nanso vel te sadu jagale pe ode masi tambo payo na wandu Derge nezite sinitini tuse kande rigi tayari mashi jagal oyak si ye marilo. Derge Lhasa dine ti apo kosona te sa chemore de te kavkale gaso du kavkale kanga ondu chi ta onyi ka sa tengi du lo chinchurwa.
So at times, when the journey became difficult, I used to regret, leaving home and used to think, when will we reach Lhasa? And then at times, of course, I think, Lhasa is a very holy place, and then I would reach it, And our intention at first was not to come to India, but just to take a pilgrimage of Tibet.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get to Lhasa?
Lhasa la leya la gyurim lu koryona.
Lhasa le pachi ta pegi neko de shi lo chi hama yure Lhasa ron. The ngasu pena come any dene Lhasa le ndo te Lhasa ne ma ngasu degele come lumbal te ga ta ri mo yere da bagila. Tende ta ri mo yere. Te tene ngasu payu le misoma che chi mise rengon le Lhasa de recona tene pachi ma so ngara so che se ge nyawan de mu gusa nda bo zo tene chime chu ya bo ndo yi sa nda bo tene lo so nda bo tin ka mise le Lhasa de le record se che yere la.
So it took about a year for us, taking all the pilgrimage around Lhasa, and from our region to Lhasa is as far as from here to Lhasa. And for people of my region, visiting Lhasa once in their lifetime was a huge accomplishment.
Lhasa de kor cho yi no bunje na tene ngen so le yo tu buge se ana bo tende ngara so tene kape je no yeres.
From here in this town, right?
Dine Lhasa la drobana shi Lhasa ne degila thar bu
Yes,
it's really very far from Lhasa to
Any
Degi.
Lhasa le tsona mota no nima song jire ndwala. Kam dege ne ya mota no na jami mota no nima song jire la.
Nimasum.
Wa nima song jire ngi.
If you took a vehicle from here to Lhasa, it would take you 3 to 4 days. And similarly, from my region in Degi, if you took a Chinese motor vehicle, it reached Lhasa in 3 to 4 days.
Abu, you said it took
3 to 4 days.
2 to 4 days to get from Dege to Lhasa. And we are now in Tashi Jong, which is about 2 hours south of Dharamsala. So from here, you said, it would take 3 to 4 days by car to get to Lhasa.
Aula, tanda sumya la ya nganzu gadi na chimbi yina rwa, degi ne Lhasa la nima sum shiju gorge rwa la. Di nangshin tanda nganzu Tashi Jong la yo rwa la. Tashi Jong ta Dharamsala ne chuzu nyi rwa. Tashi Jong ne Lhasa la chimbi ne nima sum shiju gorge rwa la gadi na la. Yes.
We have that right.
That's
Okay, good.
That's just approximate.
Approximate, I understand. And how many of the people in the group, about 20 people, were they lay people, monks? Were they old or young? Can you tell us about some of the people who went on this pilgrimage?
Agula chalaya ta mi nishu thamba yorwa ne korphenge mi nishu na ne thaba khachu yore kyuma khachu yona ya gengo re shenshe re khande dabo yena agula mi nishu de
mission no no nga de thaba yimba ye kusho mo chi kori ti bi nga chu se no te thaba kusho re la chini 뭐지 그 참호 마음 이쁜지요 다 너서 미샤 파토 제 무슨 또 미샤 포모레라
참호 열애를 붙이기 참호 가지러
지 참호지 뿌고 지니지
There were 5 to 6 monks, a niece of Rinpoche, the Lama, 2 to 3 children, and the rest were, lay people.
And how did your feet manage on that long first part of the journey? How were your feet, or did you suffer any injuries on your body from that trek?
And agula number so kombagyoni pegi wala. Kombagyoni pegi ganen agula shapla nyung ya den de kari chungswe nyungshi.
Kumalaka ta khaja che ngat dupotende na chire mason. Yo dupote mason me shingan su ropa tanda mochi tomo te to pursa kakale pe kase kumbanani ronya menge ren senite ta che ronya yasa mare sanson tende langale kale kanya khasa chusula.
I did not suffer much, but the knees of the Lama could, at times could hardly walk.
Oh. And when he couldn't walk, was he able to ride a horse?
Knees of the Lama.
The knees of, the niece. I thought you said the knees.
Niece.
The young niece of the Lama. I see. She could hardly walk.
Yes.
And so did they give her a ride on the horse?
Ani ta komba gyama tu de gane chamoli ya ta gane gyön de cherwe.
Ta tiba shen kore namba ka koda daga te som na tu chile yere ma chitene.
Chamola ta yorwe.
Ta ya mare la.
Ani ta shen ya yomarwa.
Samo moro che moro ge pugu ni che ni nga so khade no ta ya mare la.
No, only the 5 to 6 months owned horses. The niece and the rest of us, including her 2 children, did not have horses.
So everybody walked. And do you remember the first time you saw the Potala Palace? What was your reaction to it?
Ta awla number zul hasala jorgi wala dikabla ani se potala si yorwa en tangbo se potala jedu gane agu khande da jik theswes
tangbo ngaso hasal se do joje re la 다시 joje jo kanda joje joje ta jutene se podala nedi somashi do tene jar mo chukundal ni pugu dula yon chijolo retende se kongela ma chikase gre tene jikale chagi wade tu se kaju ragre tene te ya ni pugu ni puna tene soni je chogo noni je chogo tene no asuma nomana tene je chogo se anda bo choshi marana je chogo mundela.
So when we first arrived in Lhasa, we went to see the Cho statue, and after that we went to the Potala, and our Lama, the Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, had to request an audience, and we had to wait for the permission.
And did you get permission?
Ani chokje ra
so chochi kasigre ten jonchi le koni kasigre Lama sachi sigre longso ti ni mo ro nga so choche no so. Tani choche no ne jar mo chikundan je lodu o nanso pura kumachimo chino mo che kona bale tene bu drama bu ni sa ni jonchi de yusatena yusatende. Tene nanso soma de shinki ponchen ye ba ponche koma no de chugudu tene tendi che cha da no gedu dresi da no gedu cha no gedu tanti koi kasi ge jonchi de mo che lama sa shin sun tan ko gita te tuji sun no ger wala tene nanso jonchi le kodi le jar mo chkori ke kupar chichung pa de ga tendu ta te ga tendu kupachi no gedu tene takati ga te tene ya puya le Kishinda Manda, Tene Ser Llasa Paki today, Tananso, Gonsen, Kidia Yavala, or Tenda that the push Tene Paki Kama Niku Sumchene Isai, Teten Konoma Kamena Notion, Tene, Manzo Somale John Chico, the Corilla, Shandi Seboti no do that, Tene Mansole, Shandi Mabore Somali Casino no solo, and they said, and Jihaya Potoso.
So since Jamyang Chokyi Lodro was a popular, famous Lama, we were granted an audience that very day. And we saw His Holiness. We were taken into a large room where there was a mattress set up for Jamyang Chokyi Lodro to sit on, and the rest of us were made to sit on the wooden floor, and we were served with tea and rice offerings. And Jamyang Chokyi Lodro offered His Holiness various brocades as well as gift wraps of gold and silver, and His Holiness gave him a photograph and a ceremonial scarf. And they exchanged, words for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then His Holiness gave a Jamyang Chokyi Lodro a yellow blessed string, while we were given red ones.
Kham Jamyang Chokyi Lodro Lama Sakya Nezil Peggy Konging Kastigre Saint Sonse. The Pemasi Takarin Chambori, Pegine, Yons Zobale, Chigine, Soma Nezil Pedu, Ne Soma, the Casa Trusora and Zeruchi, to me, some Japanese soon, the Kalanos Yarmuchi, your children.
So, His Holiness told his Jamyang Chokyi Lodro that he had heard that he was coming on a pilgrimage, and that he was to go to, all the pilgrim sites of Tibet and Lhasa and make consecrations and dedications.
And what was your reaction to seeing His Holiness?
Aula di kableta kamguru muchiya rawala. Aula thula ni khari ko.
Tachi Tipe Kasigatine, Tipe Masicheta, John Chiller Kunk Kari Machitenda, Lehla with Jar Bochinjika Mardala, Kavara Marwala, John Chiller Kundikagi Passion, Masijanda Mandaya Ponjikarat. There's some Bachibochusula.
I felt very happy, this was all thanks to Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, which would not have been possible to any other person, and I was able to get the audience.
Korihe, Yarmoche Korihe, Shaudijo Noso, and John Chijolo, the rest of Pele, Nedi Pegayere, Tenekasi, Sanya Soso Casigre, the Pepsido Mule Yapanog, the Nea Kangaki, Ziak Kon, Nea Kangata, Tinderilla, when I Chekam Ravot, the Almatendenola, Chekam, the Nea Sachi, the Noten, the Vajurosi, Tandu Jani, Gonjakis Jaguar, Zeravala. The Sopora Konshi, John Chijolo, Ma Cape, Net, Noten, Kusu to the Tesoke, then Soma Nedi Neko Yungi Kase, and tell Shaw no. Then Jikaku, Ramne, then Ronjo Paigo, then John Chizil Korishi Kartik Shadam, Tandu Jap, and the Shechok Shoji no, the Shadi no son. That penetration, Nako Lochi, put a Lochin Gorson, Pernel.
Then His Holiness gave a letter to Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, which mentioned that, in whichever pilgrim site he was, that each area was to receive him well. And then also, in some of the holy pilgrim sites, and holy temples, there were, holy icons that were sealed and packed away, and they were to be opened in front of him when he arrived, and then he made the consecrations, and then he also put his own seal. And this whole pilgrim duration was 1 year.
Dawa ire soreshi peki neko uri pakosengi to famia jepasengi sone to kondo wirtene
uri pakota
jar mochige kalam no undu ne to soma hiki tusora ne di to soma hiki gemba soma hiki meba ne di tespete chito goja ngachi ngadulo peda nimpa ne ngasane lasa ne pa ne kondo
Yiru Bakor dan khaware.
Yiru Bakor tambo Yiru Bakor nina dodo gamba tene te Tandu Dhamma Sunjen, Samye, Tende Yarlung Sheda, Yongzo, that is a thing that Chimotha Kanga, Tseringjong, Yongzo Yarlung Nerilla. Reaching Dupushia, Tseringjong Shua and Dawa, Tenet and Dandege, the Yarlung to the net, the sorry. The net to Pasokashul Panduk, Lone.
So there were many pilgrim sites in and around Lhasa. So there was the Doda, Gompa, and then Samye and Doma Sungjur, and many other pilgrim sites which we visited.
And that's what took a year, was visiting all those sites?
And then it took the whole year.
Please name as many as you can remember.
Ale ne thanda ne kor nangsa gi lungba khari re dun su ming song ro nang das
ne ko tanda da ul paku shwa tele tanda nge shwa somye Tandu Dhamma Sunjen Tseringjong gore tekar tanya no tene Yarlung Sheda and Tseringjong Zong Kampu somye Yamalung somye Chimpo. So
there was the Yiru Bakor, under which were the Samye and Tseringjong, and then there was the Dzongkhampa and Samye Yamara, a host of pilgrim sites. There are many pilgrim sites. I have no problem mentioning you all the sites if you want.
Okay. It's a bit too windy, I think. When you went to these sites, did you stay for a couple of days, and can you tell us how you were greeted, how your entourage was greeted?
Agula number changma thanda ta ne kor gi sajala relation phedi gi yorwa and phedi gane and phage mimang dunju gi any khande da bose nele nangi dwe
ta tenni pe ya pono so phne ka jar mochi kasegre shadi yele re tene pele janchi do ne di pele se do chabra da bo chembo chunso le wala na ma sa chembo ko tenye do chembo de sun sa ne na so le de pe ma si phege Payuni Yata, Lhasa on to Kale Chunso Machine, Nezi Peter Rochile, the Peshipo Chunsola. Jindot the Kuraka, Kangashi, Penan Kuraka, the Churna, Kurachi, Mason Chimochina, Church Haptachi, Dende Husana, Yonjo Kong Kasegre, Haptachi, Dende Hule Machine, then Magmund, the Netilation is a Rochin Gorsore. Kuraka to the Jonjo, Sarterish Pendant, Denishu, the Nedishi.
Oh, the receptions were very good, and for one thing we had the letter of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and for another Jamyang Chokyi Lodro was a very popular Lama, and announcements had been made that he was on a pilgrimage. And except for the journey from our village to Lhasa, which was very difficult, other than that we had a very good time the whole year. Aristocrat families would invite the Lama if one family invited him for a week, another family would do the same, and it went on and on.
And would all the people on the pilgrimage be invited, or just a few people?
Anita kuja dindegi dende shugi yorwa dende shugi kane lama cheko dende shugire namba changma dende nyamdo
kura ko pen hafta dende shusana ngas pen khurda chepa kanga ka dende shundo girela
it was the preparations were made ready for the whole entourage.
Oh my. And what were your duties for the Lama? You were his servant, and maybe his charge, but also a servant. So how did you help him?
Ani aulagi ta Jamyang Chokyi Lodro la ta pha khasa ta chale khari nang bes nyamdo phedi gane
Tak nga kashi chumanda shene tene ndo de masishira lenka ngense chimbo tene len chisinde chisi shum chisi manula nga lo chujur wala te sunsan.
So I just accompanied him, and I was not assigned any special responsibilities, as I was quite young at that time.
Well, 20.
20.
Okay. And this was in 1956. You said you left home in 1955. It took a year. So maybe it's even 57 by the time you're going around Lhasa. What were the conditions in Lhasa in terms of the Chinese presence? What did you see?
Ola number so ngapchu jikdong ko ngapchu ngenga la ya phayune ya them pherwa ta Lhasa de wala pha chu page de ngapchu ngathu ta logic zorwa ta ngapchu ngathu
ngapchu nganga lo ta phayune ya pherwa la ngapchu nganga ke preta chichi chuni tena jara dal de tene ngapchu ngaru lo preta ni papa de Lhasa le de da ni som je Lhasa le de tene Lhasa ne ta ngapchu ngaru lo ne di te pher
Lao anita di kabla ya ta ngapchu ngathu ngaptun di nanglo lo wala ya Lhasa le ya neta khande duela
ta khason tino suye ba te ngapchu ngaru ke preta chuni pano ne sasa le ne di portane tene shet khason suye bange tene de ya Lhasa shone sune tene de jamne pas magone songa ktone region le ma tele la shu jaga le wusha na ngapchu ngaru ke dashi
ngapchu ngathu gi daju la te gyune
te ne sene te kasire tene region le ma phebe jaga le left to hi lotel.
So in the 12th month of 1956, we secretly came to Gangtok through the third side of Tibet.
That we patala le te liga che so de la so da chuchi tendele sasale neko ta pege neko kone halo le wala le du sasale jon chijilo de che sasale shere ding so kondo ke onje none mitte somsen zamso teg ma shone ma sasak shone ta yiga te yantan zang injere wala mitte som zang de se ten zamso shere ding to ko de onje no so jon chijilo de te nundu tene jami sago sasale lene jami sago lene dostom rent jami sago ki min dangro chi tene jikase ke content sanglo sote yapo yesa tene kase ke sangga mo tushi tene ko kase ke chambi phama yesa troi nima yesa se konzo chi tense mo dronje wala ota keso se che de kamsa wa mi sumja jija tela dang mundu se konzo le no son yesa ini chi kase ke ta Lama dire ta shenji te pedu sa mit chisum dan ti de tere sen ter ko ya sen per kini moron ko chi ke tene ta chi kam degene apte unjoren jon chi lo de kiten na so jami kase ke chewan chu sen te pe ma se lo so ya ko yeva tene soma mimole roran sen ge yesa chi ke ha ko gre wa te so ko so mimole ya po ji la ro chi sen sen jam sa go ta ga ak chi pu ne tene on nonge le tene shuso sachal tene chi ta jaso yapo yesen tena chi jaki tene sago klab sadu koro chi jami yabo yesa indondo chi te kechanda masana chi sika yesung grwa yala te chi jaso lo jaso yapo yesa tene dikarse gre mimo nyancho le ropa yapo shesa tene chono se kala ka nonge na nyeng sa sun tene tene ta chi sunso chi masu no sure sunso tene ta ti shini man tene nanso sasha ko sane peg ne ko sare muma chagi nanso le ma Lhasa le ma ndone tene ta Lhasa yenchile kande tusa kande rindu tane Lhasa le yusha shere mashi jaga ndo si ye marlo te jam ki te Lhasa tene ngaso yonjo topasa tene songa ton pura te Lhasa le ya song de tene de jon ma paso magune songa tone jaga le distribuer tene.
So in the 11th month of 1956 we were in Sakya, which is the end of the pilgrim sites in Tibet, and over there Jamyang Chokyi Lodro gave an empowerment of the Jewish Sikh empowerment, and about 30,000 people attended the session. And then the Chinese official who was based there, they had been in Sakya for about 3 years earlier to that, and he approached Jamyang Chokyi Lodro and told him that so far they have been calling the people for meetings and to give to information to the people about the communist China and its policies. But so far, only about 300 to 400 Tibetans were attending these meetings. And since there were 30,000 people who had arrived on that day, the official arrived with a khata, with a ceremonial scarf, to Jamyang Chokyi Lodro and requested him to make an announcement on that day to the people how the Chinese policies were and how they would help the people. And Jamyang Chokyi Lodro was forced to say some kind words about the Chinese on that day. So after that, we immediately decided to flee to India. Earlier, it was our intention to return to Lhasa and not go to India.
Do you know if your Lama, was he upset that he was put in that position to be a mouthpiece for the Chinese?
Di nima dilaya ani Jamyang Chokyi Lodro leya gyami gi ta dinde mala rangla dabu jusun in dinde sungu thu yorwa kong tista thuk debu chung yu gi mare
kan tai tede thu debu shine ma ta masu rosu da thu surwala.
Yes, he was upset, but there was no way he could back out from that.
Yes, he could do that.
Tu che da thu debu masu ni ti shini ma ne tanda ne konso soka sol teni de soka tayo chenga nye kije konso so atene cheta dasala ma phega jagal ya phese ne tawdi phendu jagal phese ya bab song shela
ane kharita kharisire
tawdi phese ngaro so chi ta mo da ta ya chi yere la tawdi phese ne de shia yere la ta
pa dinde che
non ta tene re so ba so ka sigre ta tincho shol teni de ta jaga phega ka sigre ma Lhasa ma phega jagal ya phese ya teni tunti jagal phese ni bab
So because he was upset, the next morning they held, Jamyang Chokyi Lodro held a prayer gathering, and during this time divination was sought whether it was better to leave for India or to return to Lhasa, and then the divination pointed to India. That was why we fled to India.
Who did the divination?
And mo gyavya disu chere.
Mo gya tena gamba ke taso mombo yerwala. Penyo chenga ji kazena soba sote nima chini ji nima soba sone. Tena nima last tele Jamyang Chokyi Lodro kori soba ke sole yuni tene tene tawdi pense gansa ta tawdi pense girela.
Tari penge disure.
Jamyang Chokyi Lodro kori tene pense.
Kande ji penge.
Ta tawdi pense de shoku dine shoku none jagadroga Lhasa de sene ta tene shori ni zo ejirwala. Yesare ta tene jinga tente te khama de shori ni zena tene ta shori chi ina shi shala kya na ka pendu kande ne te yin jing yu gerwala a tene jaga pese ya te tino de shori tene.
So it was Jamyang Chokyi Lodro himself who did the divination, and prayers were made one whole day, and towards evening India and Lhasa were written on 2 pieces of papers which were rolled into balls, and then he picked out one, and we said that he had to go to India.
How did you feel when you heard that announcement?
To go to India.
To go to India.
Ani ago ta gyagala phego re sungrwala. Gyagala ta pheya chawrwa da mogyo. En gyagala pheya re sungdu gane ago ani thukla khari gongswe sigdu.
Nale ta te du ta ngala chison de song dawo ji te kar sigere gaso shusya dubo shusya dawo chue mundu la tem.
I cannot recall what my reaction was at that time.
Gun jagale sedu ta gonto se undu jagale mo mando manyure bala ta gonto se gonto sa tena le dejon le sola dejon se do tene nyuma de jena rima nyurwa nyuma ki dombo chombo do chi tene rim to mubasso da wose de da chi sacha garo peg sacha de manda wa chi sondon kaste gre chi gaso se gre kaste gre ta chi samba chi samba tele tranon da ro chi sendon da wo chi kensa da wo chi nyima khajele sosulum peg lumba da rag mundu ala ma jaga lumba da ade chi sondon da manda da ndula tene samasadu dono 나로서 별게도 포바청청으로 살아와라 빠도 탈노는 레사기다치 탈노 살지 선제기치 있어서 카라사이 바다 트레이닝이 마시 미게 카라사이 바다 트레이닝도 탈체 모두 사드.
So since I had never been to India before, and when we arrived in Gangtok, I felt a little uneasy because it was very unlike my country. I found bamboo groves which I had never seen, and then the mountains were very misty. And in Tibet, we used to eat our food in bowls, while in India, I found that people ate in plates, which I thought were very animal-like.
What other things were very different for you? Because Tibet is very different than India. As you come south. What other things did you see that were shocking or surprising?
Ani shemba ani manda wa khari halebo khari siswes.
Ta tamo konda ta ke ni jene ke mishere wala. Tono na bo tamo konda ke mishe tu te chihugere ta jami sene ole machone pe yapo se taje tare chi ngi chin sono tane si pope yapo re wala. Ina tono na bo te lumba kensa je sende chi kensa sembate made de raje yeri mole re gidola. Tene pa on lobdo da yeri dedu. Tene ragione se du yonjo tene Jamyang Chokyi Lodro Lama segnera chembo suntane ragione koron jabbo koron soke karse ge poron kisa sale poron dile na tisa sale combattere chembo chinone naso pura poron ki koron ta police do gosun ye da ke no lo ri ga thon lo pe si tene chi lo ni san jele pe si po si abo ji ga so la ragione son de ragione son de rajo jabo jagi te na mate do raga ko ste mo ri do la relation ku jo se raga ko ku do na so pe raga ko so mo ri do la raga chang na tene tanda jase te ge chamte ne Tandu poron so mo ri do la de ku ra ko mo te so jabo te so mo lengi yesle
ana samru porang gi pomote su gi
te jase tanda ma lo se ge te ki chambe do la.
And another one was the language, which we didn't know. And though we had been able to escape from Chinese clutches, I was uneasy for quite some time and even wanted to go back. But then Jamyang Chokyi Lodro, being a very famous Lama, was received by the king, and we were given a place close to the palace. And for 2 to 3 years, it was a very comfortable life that we led. And we found that the king's wife was a daughter of a Tibetan aristocrat called the Rakasang, and the daughter-in-law was one of the daughters of the Samduk Podang, an aristocrat of Tibet.
When you entered India, I'm not sure I got what part.
Sikkim.
Sikkim. Oh, you came through Sikkim. And is that where you stayed for a while in Sikkim? Sikkim. And did the entire group stay with you, or did some people choose to go back to Derge?
Ta mini shuji ta gangdo denjong la jorwala dine ka shepa degila loyore changma dere
gomba khuni reni tene nongi ena to pa reni ndo so ma shi te phana de koro dejong rolta nachi ngadune naden naje ngago pa dele nachi ngago ngaro so pe chu kholo ma de jon chi jile ro gomba do so ma shi te pa le losom de dejong so te ma shi ka shi aposhone yapo chesola
ale ngapchu magulo thomra
rejo mena shine jagare te ina ta ko no mak songe te damo do sonyo te so prepare derva kuro re derva 그 로서 코로 논심밖에 시테네 페마시카리아 냐보노니비야
ngapchu ngagul singla phere
맞아 나그 신테리
ane michik ni ji pha lorwe
로레라 나주 나제 당구테나 라살 파치 나 간이스나 파파이니야 마도 단다 테네 마케 나키 punjada 지니예레 그래서 파이니야 라살 렌디세 코스마 이 공바션 파송이 그나 대치콜에도 라살 예레니 따따 두자 투송라 마시티 그나 자갈 싶어서 대대를 와라 근데 대치콜에도 진짜 보이는 라살에서 나
Yes, one or two people did leave, get permission to go back, and I was one of them. I went back in 58 to Lhasa because my mother and some relatives were coming to Lhasa, but it was at a very bad time when Tibet was conquered. And also in 1959, Jamyang Chokyi Lodro passed away.
So one or two got permission to go back, and did you go all the way to Derge?
아니 되게 Lama pay be Lhasane.
되게 마 숨메라 그가제 나주 마다 저서 야 사자를 송 되네 나주 나고를 신차티 공래 뭐만에 군도 주티시까지 힐롱가도 수자가 무슨 롱가도 쇼쇼 사자게 최도 하고를 와라 대신에 가서 고생시는 마도 분자에서 탈송 수 자가를
No, I did not go back to Derge because there was turmoil in Lhasa, and fortunately, since I had already taken that route during my pilgrimage, I was able to bring my mother and relatives safely out.
Oh. Out of Lhasa?
Lhasa ne tak.
나 Lhasa는 자가를 타서 나치나굴로 신주로
Yes, from Lhasa to India, and successfully brought them out.
How did your mother get from Derge to Lhasa?
아울라게 아마 되게 낼 하살을 칸데스 배병이나.
그래서 다다 제대 단단 난소와 노시시에는 생긴데 또 저저 노다 센터에 시우야 살았지.
So they also had come like us, journeying for months together.
Okay. So if I follow this, in 1958 you went back to Lhasa, got your mother, and came back to India?
And this is the agula chikdong gugyangap jungap gelal hasala pa peverwala. Any amada kumje dunzu tini yan su gyagal su peturwela.
Letore nationalgulore. Permetta sintu gnondele karsegre no tene o gnondel sulerla.
Yes, in 1959, along with the other escapees, we were able to come to India.
Oh, I see. So you were in Lhasa when it was invaded by the Chinese.
Agula hasalia gami ma gyabdu gane any page shoe or way.
Jamma jedu na loka shoriela. Loka sene sinde sunado tanda mantawo nyesa xiao senga cha tende xiao senga tene mangola sa ti chanye bore kada do chora sengi loka ki sacha relo. Zwaye na tene su she tu undu ti lonka shorie.
Ale su tu undu gane. So when Lhasa was attacked, I was in the region of Phoka, which is very close to the Bhutan side. Roa do you tell roa?
And was that because you were on your way back to India?
That did you gonna gyagal su tu yungu yore?
Jaga su tu yungu. Tanda nga loka su tu yungu ne, paji Lhasa short sa so sen keja ko onje tene. Nima inse de go tapala jaga sa le maso da le maso tindi ta longo komba Jamyang Chokyi Lodro gerwala tuni mombore ya ta ji kan nyawa no sire ya.
Yes, we were escaping to India, and it took us, after we heard about the attack in Lhasa, it took us 2 days to get into India, and there was an exodus of people living together.
Yes, it was. And then you said that your Lama died in 1959, and he died in India, and were you with him at that time?
Ani chikdong gugyangap chu ngagula ni Jamyang Chokyi Lodro ni singla phebwala. Di kabla ya ani kyaga nangla rewe ni agula khawa yo no.
Na tidu tanda jaga saja tu musale tawon sa man tawon shone loka shone Tan mumanga to Jamyang Chokyi Lodro ngepan yondu nende shen ndi shon ende shikora jen pene ya Derge shon pere jagal. Tanga ma do konso punja de tri yondu kire bide hloyu shon member shon yondu man tawon le. Ta bomdela da tena le kasigre Jamyang Chokyi Lodro gomba do tene radio no lapso. Tedu nga bomdela yer.
So the route that we had taken earlier along with Lama was through Sikkim, but this time I was coming towards the Arunachal Pradesh area of India, and I was in Bomdila when I heard over the radio that my Lama had died.
Ta società Lama case gomba doso se ne su ducha chi core ta vicino na dopo caratteristica sembra dopo sciarci ti tu te inita nale vedo gangagno de te tu andulo per chi core te ne pena ne su chi chata do jonche de gomba doso se ne koi mute de.
So that was the saddest time of my life. When we had lost Tibet, and then I also heard the news, bad news about the death of my Lama.
Did your beloved Lama die after His Holiness had left Tibet or before?
Tanda kyamgur rinpoche ta pene tu pever wala dingon la Jamyang Chokyi Lodro singla peyore jela singla peyna.
Jangar rinpoche jagale ngul petado isare petore.
At that time, His Holiness had managed to come into India.
Dawa kaje dawa ni sum se maso tu ye. Jangar rinpoche loka shon pe regular.
His Holiness had also come through the route of Lhasa, and it was about 2 to 3 months since he'd arrived in India that Jamyang Chokyi Lodro passed away.
Do you know what caused the death of your Lama?
Ane Jamyang Chokyi Lodro singla peya de gyumzen khari chungina.
Te ko nyune tene tanda muposo ya de nyune de ki lo chi ni je nyugi jimo mengi ra nyu de tene seba te ko jaga seba te ne te ko nyu dualo yaka pene dojeli ni sasibo yere dojeli satana dojeli ne pe ju da ka chere teno gonga su gonto pe u tene sidegre tene ko tene ka se pachi seba de ta muposo de don tene golo that tuju reni shena de so regi de ngar sere mendo ta tende shirenga ta ojiro tira de gomba do regi.
So he had been sick for a year or two, and it was also the heat of India. During summer, since Darjeeling was cooler, he used to go there, and during winter he returned to Gangtok, and he was about 65 years old when he passed away.
And where were his remains placed? Were they ever taken back to Tibet, or did they have a shrine for him in India?
Ani singla phetsa bejela kudung phela pha dende shu yu do yang kya
kudung ja pran dejo koron so ki karse gerete simbol sutado tanda kudung sedute na pena gonto le lombo le gonto ge sura konteva ti poron sta yin yere tino le song sho le zinko ti no le ga gore pe yin lombo gore la tene tande lo naru jire su dende yonsi te su dende shune tande ana le kudu pe tambo yore la putu nga se yere
kudung ra re
kudung koro ta tino le ta dong duru da bo do te da bo ta chemo chena tuja se na chena yejere wala ta chemo Masimi kudu maye kudu ngaro so kaye madungo madugo amare koro kudu beton sare.
Ane me putsara.
Beton sare.
Ta dela dende
shi. Birin jeje.
Birila. So he passed away in Sikkim, and his remains were cremated, but they had built a stupa for the relic, and this was placed in a temple near the palace in Sikkim. But his reincarnation has brought it to his temple in Bir.
Really? Is his reincarnation in Bir right now?
ane kongi tanda yangsi Bir la yorwel. Yes, in Chontara, which is very close to Bir, and they have a monastery there. The reincarnation is there.
And have you met him?
Yap peba. Ale ani awulage ani yangsi je nyumbe.
Machinga manashana ta yonsi kitala yonsi khashila chotinde degwa te yon te kondo naso tweme sunkana yante me tene kayida yapoche mishitu rupate so hira mixi so dawa ga mudilla tene ngaro de na karo de na tamsi machar gazare ngaro na de illa.
His reincarnation was born in Bhutan from a Buddhist mother and a Tibetan father. And yes, I have seen the reincarnation, and actually I should live there and serve him, but we have differences with the Bhutanese, so it was better for me to remain where I am.
I see. Okay. One last question. I want to understand, when you were in India, did you go and visit all of the sites in India where the Buddha was born and enlightened, or did you just stay in Sikkim?
Ale awla ta kya na la phe di denjong la phe rwa thangbo en denjong la phe cha be jela ani kya ga nang lo le ya ani ne je sa mangbo yo rwa doji den da en donzo la phe gyu ra yo na
so te na kasigre jima mondela ne su ma unchane humare machine te kali bu doje lindi jensere machine te doje den do tanda wara na sela so ne ko telele masola te
at that time, we could not go to these pilgrim sites in Varanasi and Bodh Gaya, but after I came the second time through Bomdila, I was able to visit. So when I left in 59, I was able to visit these holy sites, and in fact, I have visited Varanasi and Bodh Gaya 3 times. So I have also been able to visit the pilgrim sites of Nepal. Now the only pilgrim sites that I have so far not been to are the Ajanta and Ellora caves.
I think this is a very wonderful story, and I thank you so much for sharing it with us.
What I have told you is the story of one person, and I do not have lengthy story that will help the cause of Tibet, so I'm sorry about that.
Tell him the cause of Tibet is helped by every individual story, and together they paint the true history of Tibet.
아니 베베기 텐달라와 아고라 미 레레기 루규 고요레스 미 레레기 루규 추 드니 아니 베베기 랍차기 요레스 Thank you.
베베 로지도 라마다 체데 텐데카리 쇼로시 테페카리 쳔보레스 쇼로 가소 페예 쇼로
I'm very happy that you are preserving the stories our stories.
I would very much appreciate if you would pray for us and for this project now and in all of your journeys and pilgrimages.
아니 간주기 단데 레굴디다 간주 창매 된다라 아니 아울라 가와네 제가 비기 연에 개멜람 교로 지사
두전어 로침보레 내고 타림보레 에스미도 심한테 가이 인도인라
I think I will do it, but since I'm quite old, I might not be able to visit long pilgrim sites.
파서 다 소선바레스 네 파서 내고를 내 맞춰나라요. 그래 두전도 나로 간대나 신 대댕이 된다 이야도 두전도 배댕이 꼴인데 그 갈세 그래 두고 농인 뜻을 갈세 샤와 롱도 용바고 때는 세리 내메 대시 본소 소바고 세는가 만나 두전도 자대기 있어요.
So though I may not go on pilgrimages, I always pray for those who support the cause of Tibet. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
두전